Today is Wednesday, the 7th of January, and I just got short the E-mini S&P 500 futures. As you can see, the market has opened up considerably from where it closed. Closed down in here, opened up in here, roughly about 16 points higher, and waited this out a little bit. It's rallied, and basically what I'm seeing here, something very interesting. As this market opened up higher, here, let me try to put this on here real quick. As the market has opened up higher, here, let's see. The market opened up higher, and what I'm seeing is the NYSE tick is actually moving lower as the market was moving higher. Let me show you that right here. Look at this. NYSE tick has been moving lower. Okay, now the market gapped, and we rallied for the second bar of the day right there, and the third bar made higher highs and higher lows, whereas the NYSE tick has been making lower highs and lower lows. So there's a definite bearish divergence up in here, and so that's why I am short, simply because there's a big discrepancy between price and the NYSE tick. Again, take a look at this. NYSE tick has been moving lower, and the S&P has moved higher for these two bars. So let's see what happens in here. How big of a move am I looking for the market to move lower from here? I don't know. I'm going to look for at least, though, a retest of the low of the day. So as you can see, I am short here at 211.25. Okay, just a small position. Okay, I've only got two contracts, so 211.25. I'm looking for the market to retest the low of the day, 207.5. So I'm looking at a minimum of 207.75. 208. 208.25 right in here. So I'm going to pause the video and I'll be back, and let's just see what happens. Let's see if we get a little drop in here based on what I just showed you, okay? All right, I'm back. The market came back up and actually retested the high, but as you can see, I've got an order in here to sell two more 212.75, because now what we're seeing is we're seeing a massive divergence. Market coming up, testing the highs, and the NYSE tick is nowhere near that level. Nowhere near that level, as you can see right here on this chart. See, look at this. Look at this. It's actually breaking down. Oops, here. And making lower lows. See that? Look at that. Let me show you this. See? Making lower lows. See? Made a new low. So the market's testing the high of the day. Doesn't make any sense. Big discrepancy there. So that's why I'm looking to go short again at 212.75. And I so far haven't gotten it. We're right back down to 211.5, 211.25. Let's see if this thing can start moving lower now. I'd still be tempted to sell this, excuse me, if we can pop up quickly to 212.75, but we're starting to sell off a little bit here. So I'm still looking for the retest of the day, but of course, before the market gets down to that level, the market would have to first break down through the prior bar's low, which is 10 even, and then down further at 9.5. So I'm looking at these levels very close. But I'm feeling very confident about this trade, again, because of the massive divergence that we're seeing in the NYSE tick, making lower lows as we speak. And the market is pretty much in the mid-range after failing at the high of the day. I mean, look at the market came back to 213.5, testing the high of the day to the nose and right down over 2.5 points. So look at, on that retest of 13.5, the market has immediately fallen down to 10.25. So the market's dropped look at 3.5 points from the high of the day. 3.25 points in the matter of 2 minutes. Failed at that high, okay? So I'm going to pause it and let's just, all right, I am back, and we got filled on the second order here at 12.75. Market is not dropping as I had anticipated, so we want to keep our losses relatively tight here. So we know the high of the day is 13.5, right? High is 13.5. We got to give it a little room above that high. So my stop is going to be at 14.75. Okay, risking, let's see, 12, 11, 12. Be risking less than 2.5 points on this trade. Again, we're still seeing some massive divergence between the NYSE tick and price itself, but again, sometimes those wash out and they mean nothing. What I am observing here is, look, we got that big gap. We're really not trying to fill the gap. Okay, I was thinking the market would drop in here because of that reading. We're not getting it. We're holding. If we're able to break up through the highs of the day, I mean, well, look, we all know that the market's extremely, extremely oversold on the daily chart, right? The market's been getting hit pretty hard the last 4 to 5 days. So that also is an indication that, you know, we may get that bounce today. But again, a little too premature. Market's only been open for 21 minutes. I want to see what happens here. Let's give it a little bit more time, and I will be back shortly. All right, I am back, and I was stopped out of that position. Lost $500 on the trade. Okay, so I was wrong. But now I am long at 14.5. Okay, I've got 8 contracts on. So I'm going to watch this. I've got some momentum to the upside. So again, it's real important to understand that, hey, you get stopped out and you feel that things have changed. You've got to be flexible and dynamic enough to go the other way. So I have reversed, stopped myself out, and then I waited for a small little pullback, and I'm looking for the market to bust up to about 16.5 right now. Market looks pretty strong, so let's just see if we can get some follow through here. All right. All right, here we go. Starting to push up a little bit here, so I am going to get rid of my sell stop order. And I'm going to look to take some profits. I've got 8 long, as you can see. I'm going to take just half of it off. Cancel that. Just take half of it off now. So I'm long, so I'm going to sell 4 out.
Order filled.
There we go. So the closed profit and loss, I'm down $100, up $350 on my open position. Cumulative up $250 right now. So now I'm going to watch this closely, and I am not going to let this get out of the way. I'm going to go to break even. I'm going to go to 14.25 on the remaining portion of the position. 14.25. I know it's a little tight, but I'm watching this very closely, and it's not very volatile. Looks like we're just inching higher a little bit here. We're at 10 o'clock right now, so we may get some type of counter move to the downside. But if we don't, we may continue moving higher here. And I want to be close to the market. I don't want to give much of this. I want this to be a losing trade. We're at the high, 16.75 now. Again, I was completely wrong on the first position, but I was able to recognize that rather quick. I exited and then immediately threw in an order. I didn't just buy it at the market. I patiently waited for a pullback of about 3 ticks down off the high, got filled, and here we go. 17.25 is the high right now. Look at that, 17. So we're watching this closely. That's 15.75. 15.25. I'm going to throw the 15.25 now. Look at this, 17.75. We are moving higher. Open profit of this trade is 750. Cumulative, if I took it off right now, it'd be up 600. So let's just continue watching this. I'm going to try to milk this for what it's worth. 215.25 is my stop on this. You know what? Let me take 2 more off. All right, 2 more off at the market. Okay, just 2 more.
Order filled.
All right, scaling out of this slowly. So closed 175. I'm up 175 now. So again, it's 10.02, 10.03, and I'm going to put the remaining at 215.25. Okay, 215.25 would be right there. 215.25. So we'll see if this runs. If not, I'll still come out ahead. If I'm taken out at 215.25, I'll still lock in 75 cents only on the remaining 2 contracts, but I already took 6 off with a nice profit. So let me pause the video. I don't want it to be too long here. All right, what I've decided to do is I got my sell stop at 15 1/4 to lock in some money on the remaining portion of the position. And I've only got 1 contract, okay? Right, I got 2 left, so I got 1 sell limit at 218, which is 1 tick down off the high of the day. All right, if the market comes down and hits me at 215 1/4, I'll be out of the entire position. I'll be flat, right? Then I will just take out the 218 altogether. So that's where I'm at right now. So let's watch and see. And of course, if the sell limit at 218 is hit, then I would only have 1 contract left, which would mean I'd have to change this sell stop to 1 contract, right? All right, the NASDAQ has just broke to new highs, and the S&Ps haven't. So it'll be interesting to see if the S&Ps start to follow here in a minute here. Look at this. The NASDAQ continues moving higher. Let me show you that chart just real quick. Right here. Right down here on the right corner. Right? Right in here. We're moving to new highs. And the S&Ps have not done it yet. So let's see. There's a divergence between NASDAQ and the S&Ps. Let's see if the divergent worked its way. Let's see. All right, so let's see. I've got to cancel this order, the sell limit, right? Because the sell stop was hit. All right, so we took that out. We are flat the market, as you can see here. Not much, but we made a little bit. Right, we closed out. We're up 250 for the day only. All right, but remember, we started off the day with a $500 loss, right? We were able to recognize that rather quickly. We exited the trade. We immediately shifted our bias from potentially down, right, to up. So we bought it and we scaled out of the position, try to trail it, try to milk it, see what we could get from it. We weren't able to do it. But the important lesson here, I believe, is once you take a loss, you can't be shell-shocked. You got to come back if the market sets up, and the market did set up. So I didn't hesitate. I entered the market and not only got my loss evened out, but made money for the day of 250. Hope that helps. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll be back with you tomorrow. Bye.